Welcome to Martha Runs the World, a podcast with a new take on running, fitness, and all things health-oriented. I'm Martha Hughes, your host, and each week I present a new topic that is of interest to all runners. If you would like to do more to help out the show, consider becoming a Patreon patron. For as little as $2 a month, you can show your support, and it would be a huge help. You'll get your name read aloud on the show, as well as get to hear extra episodes that will never be aired anyplace else. If you give at the $5 or $10 a month levels, I'll send you free gear. Go to the website martharunstheworld.com and click on the Patreon button. Thank you. Welcome to episode 147 of Martha Runs the World. This is an episode I've wanted to do for a long time. There are some smaller things, some subjects, issues that I've wanted to talk about that don't necessarily fit into an entire episode on their own, so why not put them all together, smush them together into one? So why not do that now? Since I was off my feet for a while, I had time to think about things. And I've been saving up a few things that have been on my mind, so now is as good a time as any to talk about them, right? All right, let's see. So, first off, how are you? I hope you're enjoying this wonderfully cooler weather. I am. We had our first couple rains, and that was awesome. I loved that. That was great. I actually really like this cold weather now. I'm more of a warm weather person, but I like cold weather in the season. I don't necessarily like cold summers. I know I'm in San Francisco, so we have cold summers, but I like it cold in the wintertime when it's supposed to be cold. I mean, I don't really like blizzards, but you know how it is. Let's just say I like the crispness of the weather right now with the coolness of the morning. It was really fun to go out. I went out today for a walk. It was great. I'm going to talk about it more, but I really liked how nice and cool the weather was. That was great. But my first subject is I wanted to address is, why do people ask for medical advice online? It's a big question. And I know the answers. It's kind of a rhetorical question, but if there's a couple ways to go with this. All right, let's say you got injured, you don't want to go to the doctor, so you ask your friends in Facebook, what can I do? I twisted my ankle and it's all swollen, and what can I do? Well, what you should do is go to the doctor. You don't want to go, so you want to find an alternative than going to the doctor. But it's your ankle, and you only have two of those, and if you mess it up, it's going to be messed up for life. So go to the doctor. Usually, what I say is, I don't know. What does your doctor say? I'm not a doctor. I'm not pretending to be one. I will never pretend to be one. I will never take the place of one. And your friends online are not going to take, or in real life, unless they are your doctor, are not going to take the place of one either. And I see this over and over and over in running groups where people just want to get the advice of people online. And I understand it if it's not something medical. I understand it if it's, you got chafing. How can I avoid chafing? How can I avoid, what can I do for bee sting or something if I'm not allergic? If you're not allergic or something, if you're allergic, that's different. But something simple and something like that, but a serious injury, people ask for advice online. It's just ridiculous. And I see this constantly from people who should know better, who are intelligent, supposedly, and should know better. So stop. I know medical things are expensive. Oh, I know. I really know. But it's our bodies. We only have one of these. Hello. We only have one. You got to spend the money sometimes. Don't buy the brand new shoes. Don't buy a brand new car. Put away. Don't go out to eat. If this needs to be taken care of first, this is what's got to be taken care of first. There are some things that are more important than new clothes or something. This has to be taken care of first. your medical stuff and things are utmost important, in my opinion. Some people have the wrong priorities, I believe. Like I said, little stuff is okay, but you have a big injury, you got to get it taken care of. It just blows my mind sometimes. All right, that is one thing that I've been wanting to get off my chest, but I know you see it too. If you are a runner and you go into running groups and you see other people asking these questions, it's like, oh my gosh, why are you asking that? You know what I'm talking about. And then another thing I see in groups a lot, and this happens, and it happens a lot. It happens with experienced runners. It happens with new runners more, of course, but it happens a lot with young runners. And it's stop comparing yourselves. I compare myself right now because I can't run and I'm just starting to walk. I really compare myself, and I have to stop doing that. So Martha, stop comparing yourself to others. Yes, I'm telling myself that. Yes, I have to stop doing that. It's a really, really bad habit. It's unhealthy habit, especially to our own selves. We can really hurt ourselves, our own self-image by doing that if we try to compare ourselves to others. And the thing is that everybody has a different trail they're going on. Everybody is running a different race. When we all run a race, doesn't matter what race it is, whether it's road or trail or whatever distance, we're all running a different one. Yes, we're all going towards that finish line, but we all are doing it for a different purpose. I may be out there for fun and just having a day out, and you may be out there for getting a PR or something, but we're all out there for a different reason, and we're all out there basically for our own selves. I mean, I don't mean that in selfish wise, but we're all out there to improve our own records and our own self in a good way, in a very good way. And we're not really out there competing with one another unless you're like a top elite and you're trying to get first place. Then yes, okay, you are competing with someone else. But the rest of us are not. And so you really need to stop comparing yourself. You are you, and you are a wonderful, amazing, terrific person, and I need to tell myself that. And it's hard to do that when you come back from a really, really big surgery or injury. You've already been injured, not just physically, but emotionally. You take a huge emotional hit because you've been out of the game for a while, and you're a little older, and you wonder if you can even do the things you used to do. And I've been telling myself, I'm not only going to do the things I did before, but I'm going to do more. I'm going to do even more, go even longer distances than I did. I've done a few 50Ks, but I would like to do a 50 miler, 100K, and I would like to do at least 100 miler. I really would. I'm going to talk about that in a little while. But it's important to keep our self-esteem up. It's important to keep our positive self-image up. And it's hard. It's difficult when we see others who go better and faster than us. And maybe they trained harder than us. Maybe they haven't had the emotion, the life's challenges that we have. Everyone has a different journey, and everyone has different things that they have to conquer. So you have to take that into mind. And so that's why we cannot compare ourselves to others. And as I said, I go through the same problem myself. I go through the same torment of doing it myself. This is one of my main faults, is that I do this myself because I want to do what others do, and I can't do it right now. I will do it. I know I will do it. I will do it. I just can't right now. I'm getting there. It is getting there. All right. One of the things have been doing is that I've been doing a lot of reading. And, well, I couldn't run. I could barely walk, and I couldn't walk for a little while there. So I read one of Dr. Phil Maffetone's books, The Maffetone Method. It's an older book, but it made a lot of sense to me. And I read that during my downtime. It's the way I'm going to do my workouts, and when I start running, it's the way I'm going to do my running. It's a really, really good, logical, healthy way of running and to go farther even though you go slower. One of the most important aspects of this way is to keep track of your heart rate, and you want to keep your heart rate down. The book gives you a simple equation to figure out your optimal aerobic heart rate for running or walking. And then if you go over that, you get into, instead of the aerobic heart rate, you get into the anaerobic heart rate stage and lose the benefits of the workout. So what you want to do is you want to find out what your optimal aerobic heart rate is and try to stay there as much as you can for most of your workouts, like 80% of 100% of your workouts. You want to do it at this optimal heart rate. And he gives you he tells you how to figure it out. It's very simple. I'm not going to get into it here, but he tells you how to figure it out. It's quite good. It's very useful. It makes a lot of sense to me. And he goes over a lot saying that the benefits of walking are just superb. And he states that most runners don't go at a slower pace for their workouts that they run faster than they should during their training, that if more runners went at slower paces, they could do themselves a lot more good. And he talks about if your heart rate goes up, you should slow down. You should slow your pace down. So keep it at that optimal pace. And it seems like you going too slow, like you're running way too slow, but it's not true. You're just keeping it at this level. And your heart gets used to it, and then you can go a little faster if your heartbeat, once you get more into the training too. And I know his method won't sit well with people who want to rush into running, especially when you get younger. You want to do things fast. You want to do things now, especially like when I was younger too. And I didn't do a lot of warm-ups before I ran. I'd just go out and run. Well, he stresses that the best warm-up to a run is a good walk. Just walk for a little while. Walk 10, 15 minutes before you start running, which makes perfect sense. Walk 10, 15 minutes and then you start running, because that gets all your body all warmed up. You don't have to do all those weird stretches or anything like that. Just walk 10, 15 minutes, then you're all warmed up, and then you go run. There's a lot of places that I go run. There's a big hill first, so you're going to walk anyway. And then just go ahead and walk and then you're all warmed up for your run. And you're all set. And now, I know when the book was written, it was before heart rate monitors were built right into our watches. So now the watch heart rate monitors, I know, are not as accurate as this little straps you put around your chests, but it's way more comfortable and way less cumbersome. So I'll probably be using my phone's monitor when I start doing this for real. I mean, I looked at it today. I did go over it a couple times, but I didn't push it, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to try this. And I'll pay close attention to my heart rate as I do it. Now my next subject, this one is this weekend, the New York Marathon and the LA Marathon were on the same day. Now I know it's because of COVID. It would only be because of COVID. COVID messed up all our race dates. I mean, it canceled everything last year, and this year it canceled a bunch of stuff and pushed everything together. And it's just so weird to have these two big races on the same day, starting at the same time, because, New York usually starts late. It's colder in New York, so things start later there. And LA Marathon starts early because things get warmer there. So that's why there's always this, that's why they started at the same time. It was really kind of strange. And now, LA will have their usual race date in 2022. So they'll go back to normal next year. But it was kind of strange to have them on the same day. I thought that was kind of weird. I guess that was the only time that they could have it was, today. They must have had other things planned in LA. It's a big city. It gets super busy, so probably couldn't have anything else going on at the same time. What I was hoping I would be able to watch a lot of the New York Marathon. In past years, you could always just tune it to WABC.com and watch it, but you can't do that anymore. I guess with the cable contracts and things, the way it's set up now, you can't do that anymore. And that's too bad. I mean, those of us who don't have TVs or cable, I haven't had a television for 10 years. I haven't had cable for nearly as long. We don't get to watch the big road races or anything anymore. I mean, you're kind of stuck if you don't have a cable or a TV. It's kind of sad that way that they don't have that for us who stream things like that. I mean, I'm not going to pay $20 for sports streaming, $20 a month for sports streaming just to watch a once a year race. Just not going to do that. It's like, no. I mean, if they would have charged $5 to watch the event today, I probably would have paid that. They would have said, hey, $5, you can watch the WABC coverage of the race today. I would have paid it. That would have been cool, but they didn't have that. So I don't know. That's kind of sad. It didn't used to be that way, but, what I did find was the Run It Experience, who does some great running videos on YouTube. They also have an app called the Daily Run. They're running coaches. They have some great videos to help you with your run and to help get you stronger. They did a really nice job on the course. They had a camera set up. They had a GoPro camera set up at mile 23. And so they captured all the runners coming through there. So I watched that for a little bit, and that was really cool. They had a couple really good, a couple of their coaches out there on the course at mile 23. So that was fun. So I watched that for a couple hours, and that was neat. I got to see Shalane, and I'll talk about Shalane Flanagan in a little bit, but I got to see her, and I got to see a few other runners. So that was neat. I got to see some of the really fast runners, some of the 7-minute mile runners. I mean, it doesn't look like they're going fast, but they're going really fast. They're going to get 3-hour marathons. That's speedy. That is so fast. It's like, whoa, they're doing great. And the Run Experience did a great job at Boston too. That's the way I watched Boston too, from mile 22 or something like that. And it, like I said, it's just kind of sad that this is the only way that I can even see part of the races anymore. Just, oh well, it is what it is, I suppose. All right. That is that. Now, last weekend, I got to watch, and I didn't watch all of it because it takes place over 24 hours, but I did, or 30 hours, or I think it's 30 hours for 100. But Aravaipa had their televised live coverage of Javelina 100, which was really fun. That was great. So I watched that for a while. So that was very cool. So their big events like that, they have is probably the best camera coverage of any running event that I've seen. I just wish other running events would have the coverage that they do. Even the road races don't have that kind of coverage. They don't have the kind of coverage free for people. Yeah, you have to pay. I mean, like I said, you have to have cable and television and all that other stuff. Well, all you need is YouTube for the Javelina 100 and for Aravaipa. So that was cool watching that. I will have the top runners of that event as well in Tales of the Trail, which is coming up shortly. And today I went out for almost a 2-mile walk, a little short, but almost a 2-mile walk this morning. Or as I record this, it is Sunday. I went out. I did take my cane. It was a beautiful morning. It was an absolutely gorgeous morning. Just perfect weather. Just a little chill in the air. Just very, very nice. I took the bus out to Land's End, which is you just take the 38 Muni Geary right all the way out to the Sutro Baths. And I walked out there and my hip felt really good. So I barely used my cane. I had my cane with me, but I lifted it up and I hardly used it. And it felt pretty good. And a little pain, it's not gone, but it's better. It's much, much better. And it's feeling really strong. So I walked for a while, just holding my cane, not even using it. I said, this is really good. I don't think I'm going to need this cane much longer, which is great because what a pain it is carrying that thing and trying to do chores, trying to shop, trying to get on the bus, trying to actually move and live with a cane. It's like, nope, I don't have to do this much longer. So no, thank you. I'm almost done with that. So that is a good thing. And it was great. I felt good. I think it's just coming along. I must thank my physical therapist who's really, really helped me a lot. I went to that first session this past week. That was very helpful. She gave me some exercises that I've been doing faithfully every day, and I will continue to do every day and really work on it. And then I will, I'm going to go back to her Wednesday. And so I will have my next a session with her Wednesday, and we'll work on some more stuff. And that is a great, great thing. I'm very excited about that. And I have my weight loss. I've lost 12 pounds so far, so I'm working on it, just working away here, just doing good things and feeling great. So things are going well. That is all the little stuff that I had for you. So all the little things that I had. I have a bunch of stuff in Tales of the Trail. There were a few big races and some cool little record breakers or a record breaker. So that will come up next in Tales of the Trail. In Tales of the Trail, we have 3 races. All right. We have first the LA Marathon. And I just have the 2 men's and women's winners. We have John Courier of Kenya won the men's at 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 48 seconds. He'd finished second 2 years ago. So it's nice to see him come back and finish in first place. His brother, Wesley Courier, has won LA twice. Natasha Cockram of the UK and Wales was the first place women's winner at 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 17 seconds. And I don't have any of the second or third place. I'm sorry. Now, in New York, Albert Courier, no relation to John that I know of, took men's first at 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 22 seconds. Muhammad El Arabi was second at 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 52 seconds. And Ayab Faniel was third at 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 15 seconds. Women's was Paris Jepchircher at 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 39 seconds. And she also won gold in the Olympics this past summer. Viola Cheptu was 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 44 seconds. And Ababel Yeshane was 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 52 seconds. Now, the Javelina 100, if you're not familiar with that race, it's a 100-mile and 100K out in the Arizona desert, and it's done around Halloween. And it's a party in the desert. It's costumes, it's music, there's 2 loops that you do, and it's out the cactus with the kangaroo rats, with the rattlesnakes, with all the dust and the sand, lots of sand all over. And there's the aid stations are big party stations. They have awards for the best costumes. So it's a pretty big thing. In the men's, and this is the 100-mile event. In the men's, Arlen Glick finished 13 hours, 14 minutes, 51 seconds. Ryan Montgomery, 13 hours, 33 minutes, 52 seconds. Cole Watson, 13 hours, 49 minutes, 33 seconds. In the women's, Camille Herron, 14 hours, 3 minutes, and 23 seconds. Brittany Peterson 15 hours, 47 minutes, 23 seconds. Tessa Chesser, 16 hours, 25 minutes, and 5 seconds. I was going to talk about Shalane Flanagan. Did kind of mess up people's plans to have all the world marathons all together. They smushed them all together in the fall. Well, it hurt everybody's plans except Shalane Flanagan. She decided, let's make some lemonade out of these lemons. She's the first person to complete all 6 world marathons in 6 weeks, 42 days. So go, Shalane. I just think that's so weird. Weird and kind of wonderful that even though it hurt a lot of other people's plans, it really kind of made it cool that she could do that. So good for her. I'm very, very proud of her. Just awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that is very cool. And that is our Tales of the Trail this week. Okay, and just a short note. I know I haven't had any interviews for a while on the show. It's just because I had to go through the surgery and I wasn't sure how long I'd be laid up, how I would feel, how it would go. So I was kind of trepidatious about scheduling any, but I have an interview tomorrow I'm going to do for a future show. I have a couple interviews next week. So I've got a bunch of stuff going on. So I'm going to have interview shows like crazy coming up in the future, and they're going to be great. We're going to have a lot of really, really good guests, a lot of really cool shows, and a lot of really fun stuff coming up. So be prepared for that, and we'll have a lot of fun together. Okay. So on that note, thank you so much for joining me. And please, if you can become a Patreon patron, that would help out the show a lot. I really appreciate it. And if you check out the website at martharunstheworld.com. And if you have a race report, please email me and give me your race report. Tell me what race you did, where it was, what it was like, how you did. And send me a picture if you can. And you can email me at martharunstheworld@gmail.com. And I'll talk about it in Tales of the Trail, okay? And until next week, let's tie up our shoelaces and go for a run.